Say hi. Yeah, she says hello. Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. My name is Callie, and this is another weekend of Clarinets, Cats, and Coffee. Now, in this video, I am going to give you guys an exercise on the high range and just some little things to kind of help us refine that difficult range of the instrument. But before I do that, I first want to thank all of my patrons. I've really enjoyed getting to know you guys over the past few months and getting little messages here and there from you guys, and it's been really nice kind of knowing more about the people who are watching my videos and benefiting from them. So thank you very much for that, and also thank you for your support on my channel. Now, if anybody else is interested in supporting my channel, there's a $3 tier on Patreon. It's just for my YouTube viewers. It's a nice little way to say thank you. So if you find these useful and you're able to, please consider becoming a patron. It's a nice community of a bunch of really cool people. I also would like to say thank you to everybody who has reached out for private lessons, especially over the past couple of weeks. It's been really cool, again, to hear some of you guys play and to start working with you guys on some of your upcoming goals. And I'd also just like to welcome you guys to my studio who have signed up. So thanks for reaching out. And you guys, if any of you are considering lessons, just let me know. You don't have to commit to anything long term. You can just play for me a couple times and that's it. But I would love to hear any of you guys play for me. So give me a message below. I don't go through a special agency or anything. It's directly through me. So if you send a message to my email address or my website, then it'll go directly to me. Yeah, please consider doing that. I love hearing from the YouTube community. Now, for the month of August, I actually started a practice calendar. You guys can download it. There's a link below if you're late to the game. No problem. I know a lot of you guys have kind of been off and on in tracking your practice, but it's a great way to just kind of, take a look and keep yourself on track and to see how much work you've put in over time. And it makes me feel really good to see, even if I've just practiced every day for a week for 15 minutes, I still feel like I've gotten a little bit better over the course of that time. So it's kind of cool to see that. So consider, just downloading. It's a free thing, and I thought it'd be good for all of us to do together this month in preparation for hopefully possible ensemble playing, or maybe some more recording projects at school, or any number of things. Now, these high range exercises I thought would be really good for us because, one, I've had a few questions from my patrons about, Callie, can you do more videos on the high range, the altissimo stuff? I really need some things to work on, and I really want some tips. So I thought it'd be great to throw this into the practice calendar this month. The main thing that I see with... Look at her. She's like about to fall off right there. Now, in observing students and my own practicing and in watching masterclasses and things, there are three big things, I think, that kind of hold us back from really sounding good on our higher range stuff. And, it comes and goes, right? Sometimes we're better at one thing and a little worse at another thing. And so those three things, I think, we've got are the fingerings. So there are so many options at times for the high range fingerings that sometimes we don't really make the best decision. We either use the one fingering we know, or usually that's what it is, or we just never really felt confident about the fingering that we chose in the first place, but we haven't really made the effort to change it, or any number of things, just learning the combinations of the fingerings. So I'm going to give you some fingering exercises really today to kind of work with that. The second thing that I think really makes a huge difference is how good our fundamentals are. So if our embouchure is poor, our high notes aren't going to sound that great, right? And, you know, weird things come up in the high range, especially if we're a little bit out of shape or we're not supporting the right way, things like that. And that brings me to the third point, is in how we use our air. And I think a lot of us tense up, or we clench, or we maybe just don't use enough air in the high range. And it's not even just enough air, it's enough of the focused, relaxed, fast air that we need to be right in the pocket for the high range stuff. So I'm just gonna say, when you're making your clarinet embouchure, remember, you gotta build it around the bone structure of your face. You gotta work with what you have. And the main thing is, you don't want to let your cheeks do any weird puffy thing. You don't want any air bubbles under your top lip. And you want to make sure you keep your chin nice and flat. So I imagine bottom lip over the bottom teeth almost to where the color changes. So for me, that feels like about 1/3 of the lip goes in. And then the corners have to go in toward the center where the mouthpiece is, not back toward your ears. So the big tip that I'm actually really excited to share with you guys today is a tip that a low brass colleague of mine shared with me that he does with his students. And I tried it with myself, and I tried it with my students, and I feel like it really helps. And that is to say the note name out loud while doing the fingering. No playing, you just say it. B flat, D flat, E flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, or whatever the pattern is, right? And I have found that really has helped me make the connection between different fingering patterns, and it also has saved my chops, especially in playing high range stuff. So I would recommend that if you are unfamiliar with any of these patterns and you want to play along with me when I play this, pause the video, figure out your fingerings. Try this tactic of saying the notes out loud while doing the fingerings. When you're 100% confident that you have the fingering pattern down, then you add the breathing and you add the embouchure and you just play it, and it's so much easier. And it's been so helpful in solidifying the high range fingerings for myself anyway, and for many of my students. And just for reference, I'm playing these all with a metronome, and I'm going from 60 to 120. Try to do this exercise every day for at least a week and see if you can get it to the faster tempos. But if you can't, it's okay. The main thing is to just sound good and to have consistency with your tone and your air, and building up that endurance to really play in that high range. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you guys. I hope you enjoy playing along with me, and again, let me know how this goes. I hope you find it very helpful. Alright guys, that was so much fun. I also found that to be surprisingly difficult. But I will tell you, I am a whole lot better at those now than I was before. So I hope you guys enjoy playing this as much as I did. I hope you find it useful and that you feel like it really gets you to the next level of this high range stuff. Perhaps in the future we will do more high range stuff, but perhaps going up to maybe high G or high A. But for now, enjoy doing this one. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for another duet, and as always, happy practicing.